Let's talk about shame, shall we? I'm Shana Meyerson, just a human from Los Angeles, here to help you pick up the pieces from your breakup. If you had a toxic ex, there's a good chance that they did manipulative things to try to make you feel shame for being who you are. Let me start by saying you should never be ashamed of who you are. I do hope that every minute of every day you are trying to be the best you that you can be. But let's examine the feelings of shame that have been projected on you by a toxic ex and how they could hurt you as you move forward to future relationships. So, one of my best friends was in a pretty long-term relationship with her ex. Let's call him Ed. And about 6-7 years. To me, that's super long term. Now, he would shame her for all sorts of things for which she should feel no shame. The other day, she was with a new man, an exciting new man. And he was in her home because he had dropped her off at home and he went to go to the bathroom. Okay, people go to the bathroom. And in there, she has what's called a squatty potty. Now, if you don't know what a squatty potty is, a squatty potty is like a little bench that you put in front of your toilet so that you could have more efficient bowel movements, okay? I hope that's not weird or uncomfortable for you because if you haven't read the book, everybody poops. And I'll argue it's one of the healthiest things that we do is getting rid of toxins from our bodies, but that's another story for another day. So after he left, she got into a panic that he saw her squatty potty and therefore he was completely, this is her narrative, completely grossed out by her, ran away and would never come back because that is just gross. Now, when I heard this, I'm like, what? Maybe it's because I'm in the yoga world, but squatty potty is a pretty common thing in this world. And if I went into someone's bathroom and saw one of those, the only thing I would think is, should I use this or should I move it and not use it? There is nothing gross about it. And by the way, there's nothing gross about going to the bathroom. It's a thing, right? So she was projecting the thing that Ed said on this new man, which, by the way, the new man, of course, and by the way, the new man is in the health and fitness industry, had absolutely no real reaction to. Likewise, same relationship. The man she was dating asked her why she doesn't have a car. Now, there are people in this world who don't have cars. It could be for any number of reasons, okay? Maybe you care a lot about the environment. Maybe you want to save money. Maybe you find it more efficient to use public transportation. Maybe whatever, you got in a very, very bad accident one time and it was traumatic. Whatever it is, you have every right to have or not have a car. Now, for him to ask her that, I think was a very normal question. But same woman got very defensive and very freaked out because obviously he was trying to shame her about not having a car. So she goes into the big explanation and this and that, and oh my God, he thinks there's something wrong with me and I'm bad, and these are the 10 excuses why I don't have a car. And by the way, I shouldn't even say excuses, reasons, because reasons are always valid. It's your life, your decisions. But the thing that Ed said was that there was something shameful about not having a car. Okay, that it was some sort of deficiency in her character or whatever it was, that he looked down upon that and she internalized that, carried it with her, and now she's carrying it into this new and exciting relationship. Now, no rational man is ever going to break up with a woman because she chooses not to have a car. So what is she doing? She is projecting and transferring what Ed said onto this new and wonderful man. Not okay. I think that what she needs to do, and what you need to do, if you have ever allowed a man to take, or a woman, to take away your power or to shame you for being you, she needs to make a file of things that Ed said. Now, this file works out well because Ed happens to rhyme with said. But whatever your ex's name was, make a file, meaning a document, an index card, whatever it is, that says, these are the things that so-and-so said that made me feel ashamed of who I am. And then feel free to examine that list. I mean, is there a veracity to it? I mean, was what they were shaming you for cheating on them? Okay, that's a problem. But is what you're being shamed for, which I've had men who have shamed me for having really long hair at my age. I love my long hair. I'm 51 and I still love my long hair. I'm not going to be ashamed of that. Though I have been with men who have made me feel like, okay, well, maybe I should trim it. Maybe I should make it shorter. And then if I make that decision because I think that this particular man may be more attracted to me, if I do that, I'm not talking about like cutting this off into like some little small, short, pikey, that's not even a word, spiky little mohawk or something. But if it means, like cutting off a few inches to show him, hey, I care about what you think about me and I want to look good for you, that's one thing. But I can't carry that into my next relationship and assume that every time that I get involved with a man, I'm going to have to cut my hair to please him. It's such a silly thing. But it's my decision to be who I want to be. So you can have a squatty potty, you can have a car, you cannot have a car. You could have a scooter, a skateboard, a bike, feet. Do not let anybody shame you. And if your ex did that and you are carrying that shame with you, I'm sorry, but you are sabotaging your future relationships. Give the new man more credit than that. Give the new man credit that he is going to accept and love you for exactly who you are. Because guess what? If he doesn't, he's not worthy of being your new man or new lady.